Hello my dear friends, in last video we have learned module number 3 part A, introduction to analysis of a beam element by using FEM, how to formulate the potential energy functional for a beam and derivation of elemental stiffness matrix. We have got a complete idea. Now next a very important bit in this module number 3 part A, which is a several time has been arises in your external examination. Drive an expression for a Hermite shape function for a beam element. Hermite shape functions we need to drive for a given beam element. In this video we'll get the idea of Hermite shape function for a beam element. To drive the Hermite shape function for a beam element, consider a beam element having two nodes and at each node 2 degrees of freedom shown in figure 1. The field variable v of x in terms of a shape function is given by field variable v is equals to h into q, where h is an Hermite shape function which we need to find. Q is a displacement vector that will depends upon the numbers of degrees of freedom is assumed for the analysis. In the present condition, we have used a beam element which has a two nodes, at each node 2 degrees of freedom. First type of displacement is a vertical displacement or a transverse displacement at each node. At node number 1, a transverse displacement v1. At node number 2, a transverse displacement v2. And rotation at node number 1 is theta 1, which is slope has been derived due to a rotation dou v1 by dou x at node number 1. Similarly, at node number 2, due to the rotation, we will get a slope on a beam with respect to the axis dou v2 divided by dou x is representing as a theta 2. The length of the element is equals to LE, representing this beam element along the x-axis and the y-axis, where we have a beam element representing in a natural coordinate system. These characteristics will comes in a non-dimensional coordinate system. That means the considered element which should not be vary the dimensions unity, a plus or minus 1. How will represent that natural coordinates and global coordinates, local coordinates in a space based on the analysis which we will choose to solve the problem or to drive the some characteristics of a given problem. We have learned in a module number 1 part B clearly. Now just for a brush upping purpose, I have taken here a natural coordinates are dimensionless characteristics along x-axis zeta, along y-axis neta, along z-axis xi. Global coordinate system we are well known x, y, z will take for a 3-axis. Local coordinates are x dash, y dash, z dash. These are the clear concept we got in a module number 1 part B last bit. Now we'll use to drive the Hermite shape function for a beam element. A natural coordinates are used, which is a dimensionless units. We'll take in a figure shown that at the midpoint zeta has taken as a 0. On hand side zeta is equals to minus 1. On a right hand side zeta is equals to 1. That indicates the value of the element has considered which not exceed the value of 1. That means unity. It is in a dimensionless analysis based on the characteristics which we have chosen. And in that space of a natural coordinate system, we are representing a 2 degrees of freedom at each node. One is in a transverse direction displacement, another is in a rotation. Now we'll say a v1 and a v2, a transverse displacement at node number 1 and 2. Theta 1 and theta 2 slopes are rotations at node number 1 and 2. How we'll get this idea of a theta 1 and a theta 2? When we'll apply the load on a beam element shown in the figure, the deflection will take place a maximum at the midpoint when we'll take as a simply supported beam. When we'll take from the node number 1, the slope has been derived with respect to the node number 1 till the mid of the element Le by 2 will have the slope dou V1 and dou x. When you take that slope dou V1 by dou x, that is representing as a rotation of the beam element theta 1. That is the slope of the beam element due to the application of a load. When it will get deflected, there will be having some rotation is considered at each node of the element. The characteristics of the element is depends upon the node, which is completely similar to the whole body of the element. This concept we have learned in a basic ideas in the introductory part of the FEM. Similarly, at node number 2, you will get another slope from the mid of the beam towards the node number 2. The slope is representing as a dou V2 divided by dou x is equals to theta 2. Now we got the idea how the rotation will takes place in a beam element and how we are saying it is on a slope. After getting that idea, now we'll start to considering a Hermite shape function. To drive that general assumptions we need to take. What is that assumption I'll take here? For one dimension, a dimensionless factor zeta varying between -1 to 1, known as a Hermite shape function, which satisfies nodal value and slope continuity requirements. This indicates what the selection of a Hermite shape function, field variable and displacement vector relation should be satisfies the boundary conditions which we are assuming to drive the Hermite shape function by utilizing the natural coordinate system with the help of a dimensionless factor which does not exceed the value plus or minus 1. The Hermite shape functions can be used to write field variable v of x in the form of v of zeta. In a normally we will represent any kind of a continuum body in a space with respect to a global coordinate system or a Cartesian coordinate system. We will say x, y, z. So that a global coordinate system is assuming as a natural coordinate system. Just we are transferring from global to the natural coordinate system. X becomes zeta. X is representation of axis along x direction, and zeta, as similar to the natural coordinate system along x direction, zeta has been represented. The field variable in terms of a natural coordinate with respect to zeta along x axis, v of zeta is equals to h1 v1 at node number 1. h1 is a Hermite shape function at node number 1 due to displacement occur at node number 1 in a transverse direction v1. Similarly, plus of at node number 1 rotation will takes place. That rotation is depends upon the node number 1, that is equals to dou v1 by dou x. So dou v1 by dou x is nothing but theta 1. Just we have converted in terms of a zeta. Zeta means dou v1 divided by dou zeta. The Hermite shape function is depends with respect to the slope at node number 1 h2. Similarly, we have here a next bit at node number 2. Two characteristics are there. That is a displacement in a transverse direction at node number 2 is takes place v2 due to the application of a load. The Hermite shape function shape has been changed in a beam element, that is h3 is assumed. And at node number 2, similarly, due to the rotation or the slope, beam has got displaced. Dou v2 divided by dou zeta, that depends upon the theta 2, has a Hermite shape function h4. Here h1 due to the transverse displacement at node number 1, h2 due to the rotation at node number 1, h3 due to the transverse displacement at node number 2, h4 due to the rotation at node number 2. Consider a slope at node number 1 is from the figure, this figure, just we have converted the global terms of a natural coordinate system. Dimensional quantity has converted in terms of a dimensionless quantity. How it has been represented in a space from the origin, just we have shifted the node number 1 from the origin with a x1 distance, and node number 2 has been shifted with a x2 distance. The length of the element, which is equals to x2 minus x1, and from the mid of the beam the distance towards the origin is equals to x. We are well known. Then LE is equals to x2 minus x1. Now x is converting in terms of a zeta. Dimensional value is converting in terms of a dimensionless quantity. So how it will be? The zeta has considered at the midpoint. From the midpoint towards the right direction it is a positive one, and towards the left direction it is negative one. Then we'll say it is a dimensionless quantity of the assumed value for a beam element. Then the element becomes a dimensionless element. To convert that globalized value in terms of a natural dimensionless value, x is equals to what? X2 minus x1 divided by 2 into zeta. What it means? At the midpoint, the deflection will take place in a simply supported beam. When we'll apply the load at mid, the maximum displacement will occur at the mid of the beam, right? So that means the effect will takes place with respect to the plus or minus 1 at the midpoint. Then the LE by 2 is equals to minus 1 of the zeta. LE by 2 is equals to plus 1 of the zeta. That effect, positive 1 value is affect for the half of the element of the beam, negative value will affect from the midpoint half of the element of the beam. That indicates x2 minus x1 is equals to LE divided by 2, half of the element has been chosen from the mid, into zeta. Then this equation is rearranged. X2 minus x1 is equals to LE divided by 2 we have taken as it is into zeta. Now the x value is in terms of a zeta. We got the global coordinate value becomes in terms of a natural coordinate value. Now we need to differentiate this equation. X is equals to x2 minus x1 divided by 2 into zeta is differentiating with respect to zeta. We will get this equation dou x by dou zeta is equals to x2 minus x1 divided by 2. Zeta with respect to a differentiation of a zeta is becomes 1. This value x2 minus x1 divided by 2 into 1. Then this rearrange the equation. X2 minus x1 divided by 2 remains. Then x2 minus x1 is equals to LE. Then 1 by 2 take it as it is and call it this equation as a equation number A. Now we want here dV by d zeta or dou v by dou zeta. We have here dou x by dou zeta. Now what I do for this equation, we have here multiply dou v by dou x for a equation number A on both sides. When we'll multiply for this equation dou v by dou x, then on the left hand side dou x by dou zeta, that is equals to LE by 2 into dou v by dou x. Now dou x has been cancelled. This becomes a dou v by dou zeta is equals to dou v by dou x into LE by 2. This indicates what? The global coordinate value dou v by dou x, which is equals to half of the natural coordinate value, right? So we have this equation dou v by dou x into dou x by dou zeta. Dou x get cancelled, remains dou v by dou zeta. Similarly, we have multiplied on a right hand side to dou v by dou x LE by 2. Then that LE by 2 we have taken here as it is, and then dou v by dou x is nothing but a rotation which occur in a beam element is representing is equals to theta. Then dou v by dou zeta is equals to theta into LE by 2. I have told LE by 2 half of the globalized effect which occurs in a dimensionless quantity. Put this equation number B in equation number 1. We will get the equation number 1. We have here at node number 1 dou v1 by dou zeta. When we will put that value in the equation number 1, we have at node number 1 dou v1 by dou zeta 1, which we need to find out. To find out these values, this exercise we have did. We have converted this beam element from the global to the natural coordinate value, and then we have found that value from global to the natural coordinate value here. What we have to find out from the equation number 1 dou v1 by dou zeta 1, that you take down at node number 1, dou v1 by dou zeta is equals to this theta becomes theta 1, this v becomes v1, and Le by 2 remains same. Similarly, at node number 2 we have to find out from the equation number 1. Just have a look here that dou v2 by dou zeta we have at node number 2, dou v2 by dou zeta is equals to theta 2 Le by 2. This v becomes v2, this theta becomes theta 2. Why? The effect which is occurring at node number 2. Then that equation number 1 becomes, these are the values we have found in terms of a theta 1 and a theta 2. Then we need to substitute those values in this equation number 1. We will get v zeta is equals to h1 v1 remains same. This value will get changed. Here we have a dou v1 divided by dou zeta becomes theta 1 Le, this value. Here h3 v2 remains same. Here h4 dou v2 by zeta becomes theta 2 Le by 2, this one. Then it is equation number 2. This equation number 2 in terms of a matrix form, take v1 theta 1 v2 theta 2 common as a vector. Coefficient of these values are v1 coefficient h1, theta 1 coefficient Le by 2 h2, v2 coefficient h3, theta 2 coefficient Le by 2 h4, and this will say as a h. This is called as a q. H is nothing but a Hermite shape function, and q is nothing but as a displacement vector. V is in a field variable with respect to zeta. As I have discussed in a beginning, we need to find this. How this equation has came, I have clarified. Till this equation number 2, no need to drive in a rectional examination. For the understanding purpose, how this matrix has been came, I have derived. We need to find out h1, h2, h3 and h4. h1 and h2 is effects at node number 1, h3 and h4 is effects at node number 2. But we have only one node. We have two characteristics to find at each node. Why? We are considering a 2 degrees of freedom at each node. At node number 1 we have a 2 degrees of freedom, means in what way we are representing the 2 degrees of freedom at each node. At node number 1 we have a v1, that is transverse displacement. At node number 1 we have again rotation representing as a theta 1 as slope. With respect to the shape function h2 we need to find. Similarly, at node number 2 we have a h3 due to the vertical or transverse displacement occurs at node number 2. h4, the rotation which occurs at node number 2 in a beam element. To find now h1, h2, h3, h4, the following boundary condition should be satisfied for a polynomial displacement function for a Hermite shape function. In a previous conditions we need to find out a displacement u. We have written that displacement of u in a bar element. In a Rayleigh-Ritz method we have assumed that polynomial displacement function, we have assumed a trigonometric displacement function. Now I am assuming a polynomial displacement function for a Hermite shape function. Recall it that values we are representing in terms of a global. We have considered in a module number 1 part B Rayleigh-Ritz method defining the unknown displacement function in terms of a polynomial equation in a global coordinate system. U of x is equals to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square and so on. Likewise here we are not representing the beam in terms of a global coordinate system to find out the Hermite shape function. We are representing the beam in terms of a dimensionless unit in a natural coordinate system. When we will consider in a natural coordinate system, what will happen to the polynomial displacement function in terms of a Hermite shape function, that is u of x. Now it becomes h of zeta. That h of zeta becomes a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube. What we need to find out in this polynomial equation? Again we have unknowns in this to find out the Hermite shape function. If we know that unknowns, we will get the Hermite shape function for each and every displacements, each and every degrees of freedom which we have considered in a beam element due to the application of a load. What are those unknowns in a polynomial equation? We have generalized coordinate values that a0, a1, a2, a3 are the generalized coordinate system also satisfies the boundary condition that should be found by using the boundary conditions of a given beam element. Now, before going to find these generalized parameters of assumed polynomial Hermite shape function h of I, we need to identify what are the boundary conditions are there at each node with respect to the displacement, transverse displacement or rotation, right? How many shape functions we need to find out? 4 shape functions. That means 4 types of boundary condition we need to identify from the given beam element. That is the reason we have given a h of I is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. I is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a 4 shape functions. If we are considering a 3 degrees of freedom, at each node we have a 6 Hermite shape function. We are considering only a 2 degrees of freedom. We have 4 shapes with respect to that displacement and rotation of the beam at each node, right? How we'll consider boundary conditions here? As we have converted that beam element from a global coordinate system to the natural coordinate system, we have here, we can check out at node number 1 transverse displacement v1, rotation theta 1, that is equals to dou h1 by dou zeta. In a previous case we have taken dou v1 by dou x, that is equals to theta 1, but we need to find out here Hermite shape function h. V becomes h and x becomes zeta. Then dou h1 divided by dou zeta is equals to theta 1, where v1 at node number 1 transverse displacement zeta is equals to -1, zeta is equals to 0 at mid of the beam element, zeta is equals to +1 on right hand side from the mid of the beam element. The transverse displacement at node number 2 v2, rotation or slope dou h2 divided by dou zeta is equals to theta 2. Now all of you write down the boundary condition in terms of a tabular column with respect to the condition. I will make a tabular column here, 3 rows, 10 columns, 3 rows and 10 columns. 3 rows, in the first row of the tabular column I will write the particulates, and then in a second and third row I will write a boundary condition. You can check out here node, first column, second column node values. Node values is nothing but this plus or minus 1, and first 2 columns is belongs to a transverse displacement, that is a h1, dou h1 by dou zeta. Similarly, next these 2 columns is depends upon the theta 1, h2, dou h2 divided by dou zeta. Similarly, here at node number 2 from this columns will get start v2 h3 dou h3 divided by dou zeta. Similarly, for theta h4, if we need to find out h4 dou h4 divided by dou zeta. The boundary condition we have considered here and we have tabulated. How we have tabulated? These are the boundary condition which will depends upon this v1. h1 is equals to 1 with respect to v1. h1 dou h1 by dou zeta, that h1 with respect to this effect is equals to 0. There is no h1 we have here. And then similarly at node number 2 v2, which is not affecting this value at node number 2 with respect to a transverse direction 0. And similarly here this value which is not affecting to this displacement is equals to 0. Then similarly we have taken as a theta 1 values h based on the Hermite shape function effect h2 with respect to theta 1. This value is equals to 0 and this value is equals to 1. And then the value at node number 2 v2 is equals to 0, and then this value is equals to 0. Then based on that v2 we have h3. We need to find out the boundary condition with respect to the effect of v1 at node number 1 is equals to 0, with respect to a theta 1 is equals to 0, and with respect to a v2 is equals to 1 at node number 2 for a v2, and then theta 2 effect is equals to 0. Why? Only we have a transverse direction of a displacement. Now a last bit of a boundary condition which is h4 at node number 2, the rotation theta 2 is equals to dou h2 by dou zeta. Then this will be occurs in a node number 2, that will not affect to with respect to v1 is equals to 0, with respect to theta 1 is equals to 0, with respect to v2 is equals to 0, with respect to theta 2 is equals to 1. We have taken this boundary condition. Now I'll take this separately to find out a h1. I'll take this separately to find out a h2. I'll take as a this next boundary condition as h3, and then I'll take this as a h4 boundary condition. These are the boundary condition to find out a h1, h2, h3, h4. This boundary condition based on the node number 1, this boundary condition based on the node number 2. Now we'll find, we have to find here what? We need to find out the Hermite shape function h1, h2, h3, h4. So we need to get this value. Then only we will say that is the Hermite shape function for a beam element. So this matrix when we'll get the complete characteristics of the beam element with respect to the Hermite shape function. Now to find the h1, I'll assume again a polynomial equation I is equals to 1 when I'll take this equation. This equation is becomes h1 is equals to this value we have here. Equation number 3 I have given h1 is equals to a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube, where a0, a1, a2, a3 are the generalized coordinates to be determined from the nodal conditions. From the nodal condition we have a beam element node number 1 and node number 2. At node number 1 zeta value is -1, at node number 2 zeta value is +1, at mid of the element of beam element zeta is equals to 0. We need to find out the h1, that h1 is a Hermite shape function with respect to the vertical displacement v1 at node number 1. So what is the boundary condition here from the tabular column? We want to take these values of boundary condition. Just now again I have tabulated separately. I have tabulated this separately. From the node number 1 I have referred with respect to the condition of a node number 1 towards the transverse displacement v1. Node number 1 has a effect with respect to zeta is equals to -1, h1 is equals to 1, dou h1 dou zeta is equals to 0. Similarly, we have at node number 2 zeta is equals to +1, 0 and 0 value. These three values are 0, only one we have in that one condition. Now I'll take zeta -1 which have a h1 is equals to 1, zeta -1 dou h1 dou zeta is equals to 0 at node number 1. When I'll apply these two boundary condition, this equation becomes a equation number 3 becomes a 2 equations. Now to get this value, to apply this boundary condition, we need to differentiate this equation once to get this boundary condition. To get this boundary condition directly we'll take this equation, right? So what I do first, I'll differentiate this equation number 3 with respect to zeta, we'll get here this equation, right? So now first I'll take a boundary condition number 1 that is equals to this value at h1 is equals to 1, zeta is equals to -1, zeta is equals to -1, h becomes h1 and that h1 value is equals to 1. This boundary condition I am applying, first boundary condition to this equation number 3. What will happens to this equation number 3 becomes here h1 becomes 1 and this a0 plus of a1, zeta value is nothing but what? -1. Zeta is equals to -1 at node number 1. 1 into -1 plus of a2 -1 whole square zeta square plus of a3 zeta cube, a3 -1 cube. We have here 1 is equals to again a0 minus of a1 plus a2, 1 square minus 1 square becomes 1, this becomes plus a2, minus 1 cube becomes -1, then this a3 becomes minus a3. Call it as a equation number a. Again we will use this equation to find out the unknown values. Why we are doing this, all the characteristics, why we are doing this exercise to find out this a0, a1, a2, a3, right? So next boundary condition what we have at node number 1, at node number 1 we have applied this boundary condition, we got this equation. Again at node number 1 we have another boundary condition. What is that boundary condition? At node number 1 zeta is equals to -1, the slope dou h1 divided by dou zeta is equals to 0, at dou h1 divided by dou zeta is equals to 0 we have. Then equation number 3 has a differentiated with respect to zeta one time, then this equation number 3 yields to dou h1 by dou zeta. Then we can easily apply this second boundary condition at node number 2 with respect to the slope. So dou h1 divided by dou zeta is equals to this constant value is equals to 0, differentiation of zeta is equals to 1, then a1 zeta becomes a1 and plus of a2 zeta square, differentiation of x square becomes 2x, then a2 zeta square becomes 2a2 zeta plus of 3 zeta cube, differentiation of x cube is 3x square, this a3 zeta cube becomes 3a3 zeta square. Then we'll rearrange this equation here again, a1 plus 2 a2 zeta value we have at node number 1, that is equals to -1, substitute that value here, zeta -1 plus of 3a3 zeta square is there -1 square, we have this value minus and this value becomes plus 1 -1 square plus 1 -1 remains -1. So we have a1 minus of 2a2 plus of 3a3, then call it as equation number B. Now I'll take at node number 2 effect with respect to the Hermite shape function h1 at node number 1. So now what I take here at node number 2, zeta is equals to plus of 1, then h1 becomes 0 at node number 1 effect with respect to the transverse variable, that will not affect to the node number 2, that value is equals to 0. Similarly, rotation based effect with respect to the transverse displacement at node number 1 v1 it depends upon the h1, that is equals to 0, dou h1 divided by dou zeta is equals to 0 at node number 2, that zeta is equals to plus 1. Now I'll apply the first boundary condition, this one 0 value I'll apply at zeta is equals to plus 1, h1 becomes 0, then this equation number 3 becomes here, h1 becomes 0, but here what we have got h1 becomes 1. Why? That will affect with respect to the v1. So here there is no effect, h1 is equals to 0, then a0 plus a1 zeta is equals to 1, a1 zeta we have, a1 zeta becomes a1 into 1, a2 zeta square, then a2 into 1 square plus of a3 zeta cube is there, a3 zeta cube becomes a3 1 cube. Then we have this equation rearrange, 0 is equals to a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3, call it as equation number C. At zeta is equals to plus 1, dou h1 divided by dou zeta is equals to 0, the effect at the node number 2 due to the rotation with respect to the transverse displacement at node number 1 is equals to 0. We have here substitute that value in a differentiated equation. Here we have already no need to do again this differentiation, directly substitute that value in this equation. We have here dou h1 by dou zeta is equals to 0 and is equals to a1 plus 2a2 into zeta is there, directly I have substituted as a 1 at node number 2 plus of 3a3 zeta square, 3a3 zeta square becomes a3 1 square. Rearrange this equation, 0 is equals to a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3, call it as equation number D. Now still we have the 4 equation, we don't know what is the value of the a1, a0, what is the value of the a2, what is the value of the a3. Still we don't know the values of a generalized coordinates, just we got the some equations after applying the boundary condition on a Hermite shape function. How we need to determine that one, I'll take a similar equations, first I'll add, some values will get eliminated. Why? We have a sign convention changes. I'll identify equation number A, we have 1 is equals to a0 minus of a1 plus of a2 minus of a3. Similarly, C, equation number C, we can see, we can easily identify here, we have 4 characteristics with all the values is positive, but here minus, plus minus we have. So now what I do, I'll add equation number A and equation number C. When I'll add equation number A and C, what will happen to that equation? Equation is yields to 2 characteristics unknown, 2 unknown characteristics. Now we have 4 unknown characteristics in that A and C, right? Add equation number A and C, that A has on left hand side 1 and C has a 0. 1 plus 0 is equals to equation A value. On the right hand side we have A0 minus A1 plus A2 minus A3. Just I have taken here that value, equation A value, and then equation number C value we have here A0 plus A1 plus A2 plus A3. Just remove the brackets, the sign convention will comes here. A0 minus A1 plus A2 minus A3 plus of A0 plus A1 plus A2 plus A3. So we have here minus A1 plus A1 get cancelled. Then similarly minus A3 plus A3 will get cancelled. Now this equation in terms of A0 and A2. We have A0, A0, 2 A0. This becomes as it is 1. 1 plus 0 becomes 1. And then A2, 2 A2. I have rearranged that equation. 1 is equals to 2 A0 plus 2 A2. 4 characteristics leads to 2 unknown characteristics. Now rearrange this equation in terms of A0. A0 is equals to half minus of A2. We got the value of A0 in terms of A2. Similarly, another two equations we have, that equation number B and D. Similarly, we'll add both the equation. Why? We have same characteristics with the sign convention changed. 3 unknowns are there. When we'll add both the equation, we'll get that 3 characteristics unknown equation becomes 2 unknown characteristics. Rearrange that values, again you will get 1 unknown in terms of another characteristics. See here equation number B and D we are adding here A1 minus of A2 A1 minus 2A2 plus 3A3. Here A1 plus 2A2, you can see here sign convention, plus 3A3 we have. This minus 2A2 plus 2A2 will get cancelled. You can check out here. I have taken that equation. On the left hand side we have both values is equals to 0 here, and also we have here 0. Then I have taken here adding equation B and D, we get 0 plus 0 on the left hand side is equals to A1 minus 2A2 plus 3A3 plus A1 plus 2A2 plus 3A3. This is the equation number D and this one is equation number B. Just I have copied, then rearrange that equation, remove the brackets. We have minus 2A2 plus 2A2 will get cancelled, remains A1 and A1, 3A3 we have. Now we have a A1 and A1, 2A1, 3A3 becomes 6A3. Rearrange this equation in terms of a A1, then A1 is equals to minus 3A3. We have A0 in terms of a A2 and then A1 in terms of a A3. Now we'll substitute this equation E and F, equation E and equation F in equation number C. In equation number C we have 4 characteristics, right? In equation number C, when I'll substitute all those values, then equation number C becomes, have 0 is equals to A0 plus A1 plus A2 plus A3. What is the value of the A0? A0 is equals to half minus A2. A1 is equals to minus of 3A3. This value when we'll substitute in the equation number C becomes here A0 plus A1 plus A2 plus A3 is equals to 0. A0 value we have substituted half minus A2 and A1 we have found minus 3A3. Now this remains same, A2 and A3 we don't have. We need to find out that value. Rearrange this equation. When we'll rearrange this equation, half minus A2 minus of 3A3 plus A2 plus A3. We have here minus A2 plus A2 will get cancelled. This equation is remains only in terms of A3. We can check out here. Minus 3A3 plus A3 becomes minus 2A3 is equals to 0. Then rearrange this equation. This half I have taken on the right hand side. This becomes positive. 2A3 is equals to half. Then A3 is equals to 1 by 4. We got one value, A3. If we have this A3 value as a 1 by 4, put this value in the equation number F. Why? The equation number F is in terms of A1. a1 is equals to minus of a3, then substitute that value of a3 in this equation number f, then equation number f becomes a1 is equals to minus 3a3 is equals to minus of 3 into 1 by 4, this value, this becomes 1 is equals to minus 3 by 4. We got two values given in a3. We need to find out again a0 and a2. How we will find out? Substitute the value of a1, a3 in the equation number D. Why in the equation number D we have three unknowns? Out of these three unknowns we have found a1 and a3. We know the value of the a3 and a1. We unknown is a2. We will get that a2 when we will substitute those values in this equation number D. Then that is the reason I have taken as the equation number D. Substitute the value of a1 and a3 in the equation number D, then the equation number D becomes a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3 is equals to 0. a1 is equals to minus of 3 by 4 plus of 2a2 remains same. 3a3, we have the value of the a3 is equals to 1 by 4. Substitute value in this equation, then this becomes a 3 by 4. So minus 3 by 4 plus 3 by 4 get cancelled, 2a2 is equals to 0, then a2 value is equals to 0. We found a1 value, a3 value and a2 value. Substitute that a1, a2, a3 value in the equation number A. That equation number A, 1 is equals to a0 minus a1 plus a2 minus a3. This is the equation. The equation number A becomes a0 value we have to find as it is. We have taken minus of a1, we have value of the a1 minus 3 by 4 minus of 3 by 4 plus a2 0 minus a3, that is equals to 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 is equals to 1. Then we have a plus 3 by 4 this value minus 1 by 4 is equals to 1. a0 is equals to 1 minus 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4. This total value which is equals to 1 by 2. a0 is equals to 1 by 2 we have found. You calculate it, this value you will get a 1 by 2. Then all the values we got a0 is equals to 1 by 2. a1 is equals to minus 3 by 4. a2 is equals to 0. a3 is equals to 1 by 4. All the values we have taken here. These values substituting in equation number 3, that equation number 3 displacement Hermite shape function for a transverse displacement along y direction v1. We got the value of a0, a1, a2 and a3. All the values substitute here in this equation number 3. Then that equation number 3 becomes h1, a0 remains same, that 1 by 2 I have taken. a1 minus 3 by 4 into zeta plus a0 is 0 into zeta square plus 1 by 4 into zeta cube. Rearrange this equation, we have 1 by 2 minus 3 by 4 zeta plus 1 by 4 zeta cube. Then I have taken a 1 by 4 common from this equation. 1 by 4 into this 1 by 2 becomes, when I will take 1 by 4 common from 1 by 2, we have this value is equals to 2. Then 1 by 4 I have taken common, 2 minus of 3 by 4 is there, 1 by 4 I have taken common, minus 3 zeta plus 1 by 4 zeta cube becomes zeta cube. This is called it as a Hermite shape function at node number 1 due to a transverse displacement v1 equals to 1. Next we need to find out Hermite shape function at node number 1 due to the effect of theta 1. And again I will assume I is equals to 2. That means this hi becomes h2. This value remains same. Polynomial displacement model for a Hermite shape function at node number 1 with respect to a theta 1, the Hermite shape function becomes h2. h2 is equals to a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube. Call it as equation number 4. We have called for a Hermite shape function at node number 1 with respect to v1 h1. Now that equation number 1 given as a 3, it becomes 4. Then again unknown parameters we need to find out. A0, A1, A2 and A3 are the unknown generalized coordinate values to be determined by applying the boundary conditions at each node of the given beam element with respect to the dimensionless characteristics assumed in a natural coordinate system. I have taken the tabular column again. I have copied the boundary condition with respect to the node number 1 towards the rotation. Check out these values I have copied. These are the boundary conditions. 4 boundary conditions we have. But 4 boundary conditions I have copied here with respect to theta 1, h2, where with respect to v1 is equals to 0. With respect to dou v2 divided by dou x is equals to 1. With respect to v2 is equals to 0. With respect to dou v2 divided by dou x, that is equals to theta 2 is equals to 0. Only the value of this theta 1 is equals to 1. That is equals to dou h2 divided by dou zeta is equals to 1. In a previous case we have taken this as a 1. Why? With respect to v1. Now this one is with respect to theta 1. We need to find out h2. h2 is depends upon the theta 1. h1 is depends upon the v1. That is the reason we have taken as a 1 for v1, this one, and then this one has taken as 0. Now we need to find out a h2. This is equals to 1 at node number 1. We have that boundary condition at node number 1. We know that zeta is equals to minus 1 at node number 1. Zeta is equals to minus 1 at node number 1. Zeta is equals to plus 1 at node number 2. Now I'll apply the boundary condition for this equation number 4 at node number 1, node number 2 to find out the generalized parameters A0, A1, A2 and A3. We'll take the first condition at node number 1. Zeta is equals to minus 1. H2 is equals to 0. Dou H2 by dou zeta is equals to 1 with respect to a theta 1. I'll take the first condition. Zeta is equals to minus 1. H2 is equals to 0. Then the equation number 4 becomes, I'm not taking the equation number 3. It is equation number 4 I am taking to find out Hermite shape function at node number 1 with respect to the rotation. Then that equation number H2 becomes 0. Then that equation A0 plus A1 zeta is there. That zeta becomes minus 1 plus A2 zeta square becomes minus 1 whole square plus A3 zeta cube becomes minus 1 cube. Rearrange this equation. 0 A0 minus A1 plus A2 minus A3. In a previous equation, you check out equation number A we have called for this one. This same equation becomes with the value of 1 here. This 1 has been shifted to the next equation, right? So now to find out this value, we have to differentiate equation number 4 with respect to zeta one time. When we differentiate that equation with respect to zeta, dou h2 divided by dou zeta is equals to a1 plus 2a2 zeta square becomes 2a2 zeta and a3 zeta cube becomes 3a3 zeta square. After finding this value, after getting the differentiation of the equation number 4, apply the boundary condition at zeta is equals to minus 1 dou h2 divided by dou zeta is equals to 1, which depends upon the theta 2 value and with respect to a Hermite shape function h2. Then this value is equals to 1. A1 as it is 2a2 zeta value is a minus 1, 2a2 minus 1, 3a3 zeta square, 3a3 minus 1 square. Then rearrange this equation. A1 minus of 2a2 plus 3a3. Call it as a equation number B. In the previous equation, this is equals to 0 we got, right? Same equation, this will never used to get changed. Only the value 1 will get shifted one by one, right? At node number 2, we have zeta is equals to 1, h2 is equals to 0, dou h2 by dou zeta is equals to 0. At node number 2, two boundary conditions are there. Now I'll take a first condition that at node number 2 to find out the value of nouns a0, a1, a2, a3 for Hermite shape function h2 at zeta is equals to 1, h2 is equals to 0. Then equation number 4 becomes 0 is equals to a0 plus a1 zeta becomes plus a1 1 plus a2 zeta square becomes a2 zeta square becomes a2 1 square plus a3 zeta cube becomes a3 1 cube. Then rearrange this equation. 0 is equals to a naught plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. This equation as it is we got again. Why? That will not affect Hermite shape function effect at node number 2 with respect to the rotation is not assuming that affecting to the node number 2. All the values we have taken as a 0, right? Similarly, we'll get the equation number D with respect to the effect at node number 2. Rotation occurs at node number 1. We have a zeta is equals to 1, dou h2 divided by zeta is equals to 0. This value we have taken at node number 2. We have this then the differentiation we got here. This in this equation we'll substitute the value of this is equals to 0, and then this will be remain same here, and then 2a2 zeta becomes 2a2 1 plus of 3 zeta square becomes 3a3 1 square. Call it as equation number D. Then rearrange this equation a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3 equation number D. Then as similar to that previous case we have here equation number A plus minus 4 unknown characteristics. Similarly we have equation number C 4 unknown characteristics. Add these two values, will get 4 unknown becomes 1 unknown. Similarly equation number B has a 3 unknown characteristics, equation D has a 3 unknown characteristics which are similar. With sign convention will get changed. Similarly I'll add equation number A and B, will get 0 plus 0. Previously 0 plus 1 we got, right? We have equation number A 0 plus a0 minus a1 plus a2 a3. And again we have equation number C 0 is equals to a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. We'll add 0 plus 0 is equals to a0 minus a1 plus a2 minus a3 plus of a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. Remove the brackets, sign convention. What we have a0 minus a1 a2 minus a3 a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. We have here a minus a1 plus a1 will get cancelled, minus a3 plus a3 will get cancelled. This 4 unknown characteristic equations becomes 2 unknown characteristic equation. We have a0 a0, this will be equals to 2 a0 a2 a2 2 I have taken common, send towards the right hand side, it becomes 0 again. A0 plus a2 is equals to 0, then a0 is equals to minus a2, call it as equation number E. Similarly remains equation number B and D. Adding equation number B and D which has a 3 unknown characteristics, equation B and D, when we'll add 1 and 0, 1 plus 0, a1 plus is there, minus 2a2 plus 2a2 will get cancelled, plus 3a3, we have plus 3a3 becomes 6 3a3. And then we have here adding equation number B and D, we got 1 plus 0 is equals to a1 minus 2a2 plus 3a3 plus of a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3. Then we have here 1 is equals to this value, minus 2a2 plus 2a2 will get cancelled, remains these 3 unknown characteristic equation becomes 2 unknown characteristics. After adding a1 is equals to 2a1, 3a3 becomes 6a3. Rearrange that equation, we have 2a2 is equals to 1 minus 6a3. Then we have here 2 I have taken on right hand side. This becomes 1 becomes 1 by 2 minus 6 a3 becomes minus 3a3. So a1 in terms of a3 we have, and a0 in terms of a2. These are the two equations. Substitute in the equation number C. Substituting in the equation number C, a0 and a1 values are equation number E and F. Substituting in the equation number C, we get one of the value. What is the equation number C here? 0 a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. I'll substitute the values here. Here equation number C is 0 is equals to a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. a0 we have a0 is equals to minus a2. a1 is equals to half minus 3a3. a2 and a3 remains as it is. Minus a2 plus a2 will get cancelled. This equation yields to only one unknown. 0 is equals to half minus of 3a3 plus a3. 3a3 minus a3 becomes 2a3. Half minus 2a3 is equals to 0. A3 becomes 1 by 4. Put in the equation number f, we will get a1. Put in the equation number f, we have here the equation number f. Substitute those values in that equation number f, will get the value of a1. Substitute the value of a3 in this equation. A1 is equals to half minus of 3a3. Half is equals to minus of 3 into 1 by 4. 1 by 2 minus of 3 by 4 is equals to minus 2 by 8. That is equals to a1 is equals to minus 1 by 4. a1 is equals to minus 1 by 4. Now we got the value of a3 and a1. Substitute these two values. Now two values we got. Three unknown characteristic equation we need to choose here. As usually we have chosen as a equation number D. We have chosen a equation number D. What is that equation number D we have here? Equation number D, that how many unknowns are there? a1, a2 and a3 unknown we have. We have a a1 and we have a a3. Only unknown is what? a2. Substitute those values, will get the a2. Then 4 unknown characteristics will get the all characteristics, right? So similarly we have here a1 is equals to minus 1 by 4. a3 is equals to 1 by 4. Substitute those values in the equation number D, we get a2. Equation number D becomes 0 is equals to a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3. 0 is equals to a1 value minus 1 by 4 plus this as it is 2a2 plus of 3 into 1 by 3 becomes 1 by 4. 3 1 by 4. Then rearrange this equation. We have 2a2 plus 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4 is equals to 0. Then we will rearrange this equation. We'll have a a2 value. a2 is equals to minus 1 by 4. a0 is equals to minus of a2. a2 we have a minus 1 by 4. a0 is equals to minus a2 becomes minus of minus 1 by 4. This will be equals to 1 by 4. a0 is equals to 1 by 4. All the values in terms of a 1 by 4 with the sign variation, sign convention is changed. v0 is equals to 1 by 4. a1 is equals to minus 1 by 4. a2 is equals to minus 1 by 4. a3 is equals to 1 by 4. Put in equation number 4. Why we are practicing this? Why we are doing this exercise? To find out the unknown, generalized unknown characteristics to get a Hermite-Shape function with respect to the rotation at node number 1 h2. Substitute all these values in equation number h2. Equation number 4. Equation number 4 becomes a0 is equals to 1 by 4 plus of a1 zeta minus 1 by 4 a1 value plus of a2 zeta square. a2 is equals to minus 1 by 4 plus a3 zeta cube. a3 is equals to 1 by 4. All the values we have substituted. 1 by 4 I have taken a common from here by 4. Then this becomes 1. This value minus zeta. This is a minus zeta square, and then this becomes plus zeta cube. Equation for a Hermite-Shape function with respect to the rotation at node number 1 h2 is equals to 1 by 4 1 minus zeta square plus zeta cube. We found a shape function at node number 1 with respect to a transverse displacement and due to the rotation. But we need to find out another two characteristics with respect to a transverse displacement at node number 2 v2 and rotation at node number 2 theta 2. What is that? We'll find the same method. We'll adopt the same method to find out the another two values. Now next bit is to find out h3. The value of h3 I am considering this equation. I is equals to 3. This becomes h3. I will take next this tabulated values as a boundary condition to find out a. Assume the polynomial displacement model as h3. h3 is equals to a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube. Call it as equation number 5. Unknown parameters we are well known now. This is the third bit we are driving. a0, a1, a2, a3 are the generalized coordinates to be determined from the nodal conditions. We have here is a v2 due to the displacement, transverse displacement at node number 2 v2. What is the Hermite-Shape function we need to find? At node number 1 zeta is equals to minus 1 h3 is equals to 0, dou h3 divided by dou zeta is equals to 0. Why? The effect which is occurring at node number 2, that in a practically it's there, assuming that is not affecting to node number 1. At node number 1 zeta is equals to minus 1, sorry, h3 is equals to 0. Apply this boundary condition for equation number 5, then equation number 5 becomes h3 is equals to 0. 0 is equals to a0 plus a1 zeta becomes a1 minus 1, a2 zeta square becomes plus a2 minus 1 square plus a3 zeta cube becomes plus a3 minus 1 cube. Now rearrange this equation. We have here a0 minus a1 plus a2 minus a3. Again you can check out the value of this becomes 0. In the first condition h1 it is 1, h2 it is 0, h3 it is 0, and h4 also it will become 0. You can check out, only this remains same, the value becomes shifted, one will get shifted, that's all. Equation number A remains same, only the left hand side value will get changed, right hand side value will remain same. At zeta is equals to minus 1, rotation, there is no rotation with respect to node number 2. At node number 1, dou h3 divided by dou zeta is equals to 0, dou h3 divided by dou zeta, when we'll differentiate equation number 5, we'll have this one, dou h3 divided by dou zeta is equals to a1 plus 2 a2 zeta plus 3 a3 zeta square. Substitute this boundary condition, this one at node number 1, the value 0, a1 plus 2a2 zeta becomes plus 2a2 minus 1. Why? At node number 1 zeta is equals to minus 1 plus a3 zeta square becomes plus 3 a3 minus 1 square becomes 1. Rearrange this equation, 0 is equals to a1 minus 2a2 plus 3a3. Call it as equation number B. Now at node number 2, what is the boundary condition? At node number 2, zeta is equals to plus 1, h3 is equals to 1, where that will depends upon v2. Similarly, we have dou h3 divided by dou zeta is equals to 0. First condition I will take at node number 2. At zeta is equals to plus 1, h3 is equals to 1. 1 is equals to a0 plus a1 zeta becomes a1 1, a2 zeta square becomes a2 1. Why? Zeta is equals to 1. a3 zeta cube becomes a3 1 cube. We have 1 is equals to a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3. You can check out this 1 is shifting from a b c. Now in first condition, equation a becomes 1 is equals to the value. In a h2 value, equation number b becomes 1 is equals to. Now equation number C becomes 1 is equals to some value. 1 is shifting from equation A, B, C and D. To remember where 1 will comes, right? If you have any confusion like this also you can remember. Now we need to apply the boundary condition next. At zeta is equals to plus 1, dou h3 divided by dou zeta is equals to 0 with respect to a theta 2 is equals to 0. Then that equation number 5 becomes here a0 is equals to a1 plus 2a2 into 1 plus 3a3 into 1 square. Then rearrange that equation is equals to 0 is equals to a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3. Call it as equation number D. As usually, what are the four unknowns are there? In equation number A and equation number C, 4 unknowns are there. Add those equations. Equation number B and D has a 3 unknowns. Add these equations, we'll have this value. When we'll add, a0 is equals to half minus a2. Similarly, adding B and C, we'll get a1 is equals to minus 3 a3. Substitute those values in the equation number again A. I'm substituting in the equation number A. We'll have a3 value minus 1 by 4. a1 value we have 3 by 4. Similarly, we have a2 value is equals to 0 and a0 value is equals to 1 by 2. Substitute these all values. A0 is equals to 1 by 2, a1 is equals to 3 by 4, a2 is equals to 0, a3 is equals to minus 1 by 4. Put in equation number 5, we will get that equation number 5, h3 is equals to 1 by 4 2 plus 3 zeta minus zeta cube. Same equation, only the sign has been got changed. You can check out here h1. See here, h1 is equals to 1 by 4 2 minus 3 zeta plus zeta cube. Here it has been plus in that equation, and this is a minus. You can check the equation. See here, this is a plus and this one is minus. Only sign convention has been changed. Equation has remained same. h3 is equals to 1 by 4 2 plus 3 zeta minus zeta cube. Why? v1 is a transverse displacement and v2 is a transverse displacement. So the equation is remained same, only the sign convention has been got changed. Similarly, Hermite shape function for a theta 2 you find out. We'll have the same equation with only we have a 0 here and 0 here. Same equation number B. Apply the boundary condition. Again we have this. In the previous equation we got 1, but here it is 0. Again in equation number D we got this 1, right? So then add equation number again, A and C, B and D. We'll get some equations, substitute those values in the equation, rearrange that. We'll get A, A3, A1, A2 and A0. All the values will get in terms of a 1 by 4. Similarly as theta 1 value we found. Okay, when you will substitute a0 minus 1 by 4, a1 minus 1 by 4, a2 1 by 4, a3 1 by 4 in the equation number 6, in the equation number 6 here, to find out the h4 value, you will get the Hermite shape function with respect to a theta 2, which is equals to 1 by 4 minus 1 minus zeta plus zeta square plus zeta cube. You check out h2. Now you can check here h3 and h4. Equation is remained same, only this sign convention has been changed. Rest of the sign convention is remained same. Here we have plus, here we have minus. You check here minus and plus. We have found h1, h2, h3 and h4. Now I'll take a transpose of this equation, that is equals to this. Here you can easily understand. I'll substitute all this found value in this equation, h1, h2, h3 and h4. You can check v1 and v2 value. v1 and v2 value. 1 by 4 remains in all the same. 2 is minus 3 zeta, this becomes plus zeta cube minus zeta cube. Similarly, theta 1 and theta 2. You check out this one. 1 by 4 remains common. Plus 1 minus 1 here. This remains a minus zeta. Minus zeta square becomes plus zeta square plus zeta cube. Now you can easily remember. Now I'll substitute this one h1, h2, h3 and h4. h1 as it is I have taken here. h1 is equals to 1 by 4 2 minus 3 zeta plus zeta cube. Here we have L by 2 h2. 1 by 4 into L by 2 is equals to Le by 8. This as it is. Similarly h3 same as it is we have copied. Le by 2 becomes Le by 8. This as it is we have copied here. This is called as a Hermite shape function for a beam element. The variation of a Hermite shape function we have here. The variation of Hermite shape function is shown in figure below. For a beam element, we have a beam element, node number 1, node number 2. First shape function for a beam element, v is equals to v1, that is equals to 1. That v1, when we'll say the linear displacement will take place, that will not affect to node number 2. We have drawn linearly like this. It is decayed at node number 2, where theta rotation is not there. Just we have assuming v is equals to v1 is equals to 1, h1 is equals to this shape we have. Then theta 1 is equals to 0, v2 is equals to 0, theta 2 is equals to 0. Similarly, v1 is equals to 0, theta 1 is equals to 1. It is rotation will takes place, slope will generated from 1 and gradually decay towards the 2. When I will draw a tangent to this slope, will have a angle, that angle is equals to theta 1 is equals to 1. Shape function at node number 1 h2 with respect to the rotation. Shape function at node number 1 with respect to transverse displacement h1. We got this will be equals to 0 at theta 1 is equals to 1, v1 is equals to 0. Similarly, we have here v1 is equals to 0, theta 1 is equals to 0. You can see here why we are finding the h3. v2 is equals to 1, theta 2 is equals to 0. We have linear displacement, v2 is equals to 1, and then it's gradually decayed at node number 1. Now you can easily understand that how we have taken 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0, right? Similarly, theta 2 is equals to 1. We have taken v2 is equals to 0, v1 is equals to 0, theta 1 is equals to 0. Slope will take place here. When we will draw the tangent to the slope, we have here that is equals to theta 2 with respect to the Hermite shape function number 4. This is a variation of a Hermite shape function representation in a space. In your external examination, this diagram and complete derivation has came in your external examination from 10 to 12 marks. Don't leave this question in your external examination. Several times it has been arised. Be careful, get this idea, practice well, reduce the time while you will drive in your external examination. It is a lengthy derivation. Don't leave this. You have the idea. If you have any doubts, you contact to me. Thank you for listening my lecture. In your next video, you will get a formula list and how to solve the problems. This completes the theory part A. Thank you for listening my lecture.